A very good evening to you from the Midlands and welcome to the second of the 4 FA Cup quarter-finals being played this week. It's been a season of morale-sapping toil for Birmingham, anchored in the Premiership relegation zone since October, yet here they are in the last 8 of the Cup. Liverpool provide the opposition. They're trying to reach the semi-finals for the 22nd time. Hello from me, Derek Ray. Tommy Smith joins me for commentary tonight here on ESPN. And Tommy, in the last round, these two sides did just enough.
Yeah, just enough. Pennant got a touch on a couple of balls that made it look very dangerous for Birmingham. And in the end, of course, you expect the big man to score first, and that's exactly what he does. As this one comes across, he just does enough, and Birmingham on the way, the first time since '84. And then, well, Liverpool and Manchester United. This one just touched in. Nice header down by Kuhl. Van der Sar makes the save, but he can't stop this one. Peter Crouch, just on the penalty spot, a huge header. Ronaldo had a chance to be a hero. This one goes inside as we see that one going in from Crouch. The big man put a powerful header down and away. Neville with the throw, drops it right across. There's all kinds of action inside. In the end, Ryan Giggs gets a shot at it, but it's not going anywhere as Manchester United lose this one 1-0.
That's what a triumph it was for Liverpool at Anfield. So they made it into the last 8. The first quarter-final was played last night. You might have seen it with us here on ESPN. And a stunning victory for West Ham United away to Manchester City. Sun Ji-hai of City was sent off in that match. Tomorrow it's Chelsea against Newcastle United. Newcastle, who eliminated Chelsea last season. Charlton against Middlesbrough is coming up on Thursday. We're getting ready for Birmingham against Liverpool on ESPN. Our coverage continues after the break. A big task facing Birmingham City tonight in the 6th round of the FA Cup. Liverpool have made the journey here, but are they sufficiently well rested? They played just a couple of days ago against Newcastle United in the Premiership. This is the second of the 4 quarter-finals going ahead this week. Last night at the City of Manchester Stadium, it was Manchester City against West Ham.
Dean Ashton did a great job, and he eventually powers this one home. He got a tough couple of touches on it. Edrington, Rio Cocker was involved, but Ashton just slapped this one by. And then Muzampa loses the ball here in midfield. Rio Cocker takes it away. Benayoun is coming on the overlap down the outside, and watch for Ashton coming through in the middle, and he tips it into the empty net. It's 2-0, and they're blowing bubbles for sure. The West Ham fans very, very happy, but it wasn't going to be all that easy for them, because in the end, Richard Dunn floats it across Lee Croft. Muzampa pulls on this one just outside of the box, but it would end that way, Derek.
There's disappointment for Manchester City. After 7 successive home wins in all competitions, 2 defeats at home on the trot now, and our Wednesday date will be at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea against Newcastle United is the quarter-final in question. You'll see every kick of the ball here on ESPN. As always, consult your local guides to establish the exact times where you are. We'll take another short break here on ESPN and then reflect on what happened this past weekend in the Premiership. The state of play in the Barclays Premier League. It's Chelsea with a 12-point advantage over Manchester United as things stand. United have a game in hand, of course. That's against West Ham next week. But Birmingham more interested in what's going on at the foot of the table, or near the foot of the table. They've been in the bottom 3 since October. And this past weekend, Tommy, it was Birmingham against Spurs.
Well, the foe Burns, Melchior and Cunningham, and then Aaron Lennon, look at him. A couple of nice moves, and he slaps it into the back post. But Melchior and Cunningham have to do better. The foe just hung them out to dry. The fans are loving it. There's the ball across. Lennon does very well. He has a bit of work to do when he gets there. He comes back across the face and he slaps it in. And then Jenis with the pass. Robbie Keane is lurking around the box, and Robbie Keane makes it look so easy.
So all the scores for you to digest. Important victories for Blackburn and Bolton as they continue their UEFA Cup qualification chase. Manchester City, as we mentioned earlier, going down 1-0 at home to Wigan. Good win for Manchester United, a pair of goals from Louis Saha. Portsmouth defeating an understrength West Ham side. Fulham upsetting Chelsea. That the big shock of the weekend in the West London derby. And Liverpool, well, they were at St James's Park to face Newcastle United. And Peter Crouch scoring the first goal. He has his fair share of critics, but that was well taken by the big man. Set up for him by Steven Gerrard. And Liverpool made it 2-0. And it was Gerrard, their top goal scorer this season, who got into position to receive the pass from Crouch. A cracking finish there by Gerrard. And Liverpool were well on their way. A beautiful soft ball, first of all by Gerrard, linking up to perfection with Crouch. Newcastle United did come back into the game through Shola Amiobi after a fine play from Scott Parker, but Jean-Alain Boumsong was sent off after fouling Crouch inside the area. And up stepped Djibril Cissé to score his first goal of 2006. And Liverpool were home and dry. A repeat of that sort of performance will do nicely as far as Rafa Benitez is concerned. Birmingham against Liverpool coming up. We'll have the team news and then every kick of the ball after this. And a warm welcome back to St Andrews. It's Birmingham against Liverpool. And the 6th round of the FA Cup, the oldest cup competition of them all. And Birmingham decided underdogs this evening based on what's been a difficult season for them in the Premiership. Just 4 home victories to speak of in the top flight. But things have gone slightly better for them in the FA Cup. They did have to struggle against Torquay United of League 2 in the 3rd round. Then they overcame Reading, the High Flyers, in the Championship before a 1-0 win against Stoke City in round 5. Birmingham have managed just 1 victory against Liverpool in the FA Cup, and that came way back in 1931.
The one good thing that Birmingham have going for them as you look at all these advantage very much to Liverpool is that in the last 4 games since Benitez took over, Birmingham have had good results against Liverpool. Liverpool have had a very, very tough time against Birmingham.
Yes, Liverpool have never beaten the Blues under Rafa Benitez. Will tonight be Liverpool's night. Steven Gerrard getting ready to lead out the Reds, winners of the UEFA Champions League last season, but out of the competition this time around, having been eliminated recently by Benfica. So to the team news, and for Birmingham, David Dunn has been declared fit. That's a surprise. He was very doubtful this time yesterday with a hamstring injury. 4 changes from the side that lost 2-0 to Spurs here at the weekend. DJ Campbell is cup-tied. Emil Heskey and Nicky Butt are out injured. Stan Lazaridis drops to the bench. In have come young Marcus Painter, Stephen Clements, the son of former England goalkeeper Ray, Mikael Forsell, and the aforementioned Dunn.
Well, see us, Martin, Taylor, Cunningham and Painter across the back. They won't need to make the kind of mistakes they made on the weekend.
It is a chilly night here. It's crisp and it's cool. But if the weather forecasters are to be believed, we're not going to have rain to contend with here in the Midlands. Out come the 2 sets of players. Birmingham in the blue shirts and the white shorts. Liverpool all in red. Robbie Fowler is cup-tied tonight. 5 changes in all made by Rafa Benitez. We suspect he'll move away from the 3-man defence we saw at Newcastle. Momo Sissoko has made a remarkable recovery. He starts just a month after suffering a kick to the eyeball in the Champions League meeting against Benfica.
They're going to go with the back line of Finnan, Carragher, Hyypiä and Traore, and they'll have a Crouch up front with Luis Garcia. Gerrard, of course, will be pushing things in midfield. Xabi Alonso, Sissoko and Riise.
Well, that caption suggesting it might be a 3-man defence. I rather have my doubts. Steve Finnan will be at right back, Jimmy Traore at left back, with Hyypiä and Carragher in the centre.
Well, Finnan does spend a lot of time attacking, but he'd be attacking off that wing rather than attacking from midfield.
The 2 Premiership fixtures between these 2 sides this season ended in draws. 2-2 draw here at St Andrews and a 1-1 draw in the other match at Anfield. First time in FA Cup history that the 4 quarter-finals been scheduled for 4 successive nights. It's an experiment, really. It's something that Sven-Göran Eriksson has wanted to put in place to ensure England have as much time to prepare for the World Cup finals as possible. And there's a manager under fire, Steve Bruce. Is it going to be his final season here at St Andrews? He can rely upon David Dunn this evening. That's the good news. I must say, that's a big surprise to me. The reports yesterday were that David Dunn might be in danger of missing the remainder of the season. We're a little bit behind schedule here. The game was due to start at 7:45 local time. Well, can Birmingham City, for all their Premiership woes, make a fist of this? Michael Forsell will be leading the attack. It's his 3rd spell here at St Andrews. Seems to be perennially unfit. Does have a very good rate of striking in the FA Cup with 10 goals in 19 previous cup matches.
Yeah, and I think the big news, if you look out there for Liverpool, I think the big news has to be the fact that Sissoko is back playing again. I mean, they were talking about him being finished, maybe for his career, never mind the end of the season.
Peter Crouch, Liverpool's beanpole of a striker. He started to settle in. And Crouch it was who headed Liverpool to victory against Manchester United in the last round. Well, in a Premiership season looking ever more likely to turn to dust, Birmingham nevertheless have a chance of springing what would, on the face of it, be a massive cup surprise. But this is Liverpool's 53rd official match in all competitions. A gruelling campaign it's been for last season's European club champions. And the first free kick of the game, the decision's gone against David Dunn. Risa made himself available just in case Gerrard fancied the quick free kick. Sami Hyypiä, the big strapping centre-back, has gone forward. And it comes from Gerrard. That little head flick and a free header, and it's a goal for Liverpool from Hyypiä inside 60 seconds. Well, Steve Bruce can't believe it, because the marking there was non-existent. Sami Hyypiä pounces.
It was easy for him. Watch him in the middle of your picture. He's left all alone. Nobody picks him up at all. He just picked the spot and he bangs it home. The free kick dropped inside. It took a little bit of a touch on, and Hyypiä then put it by the keeper. I mean, it was just so easy for him. And Sissoko was the man who played it through. And look at this. Pick your spot, bang it down, and Liverpool have a dream start, and Bruce just holds his head in anguish.
Birmingham City 0. Liverpool 1. It's what the Birmingham fans were dreading, given the malaise that set in over the past few months here at St Andrews. Mario Melchiot, he was the player who heard all the boos in the weekend defeat here at the hands of Spurs, after being comprehensively duped by Jermaine Defoe, the move that led to the opening Spurs goal. Well, for Benitez and company, off to a flyer, but more misery heaped on Steve Bruce. Up goes Crouch for Liverpool. Now Traore is in there at left back tonight. Xavi Alonso. All the way back in the end to Mike Taylor, Birmingham's Northern Ireland international goalkeeper.
I think if you were writing a script, the one way you would write the script is not for this to happen if you were a Birmingham fan, and it's just the ideal start for Liverpool.
Such a soft goal to concede so early in the match. We hadn't even gone 60 seconds. A Painter over on the far side. A youngster actually qualifies for the Republic of Ireland, although born here in England.
That shot read the wrong angle on the ball or something. Had a tough time catching up to it, and eventually paid the ball into touch. It's just not been a good... things are just not going well for Melchiot, that right full-back.
There's Sami Hyypiä, the goal scorer for Liverpool, giving his goalkeeper Reina a touch. And Crouch with a header. Risa was following through. Confidence boosting start here for Liverpool, and they're threatening again. It's Crouch, and a second goal. 2-0 to Liverpool with only 4 minutes gone. And Crouch, who found the back of the net against Newcastle United this past weekend, and who also scored the only goal against Manchester United in the last round, has put Liverpool in a wonderful position.
Sissoko plays the ball out wide. Gerrard feeds it through. He realises where Crouch is going to be. He lays it perfectly on a plate for him. It takes a big bounce up. Keeper's a little bit unfortunate, doesn't get it all, but watch him let the ball bounce in front of him. Gerrard played it through to him, and Crouch just puts the head onto it. No marking at all. I mean, they're just letting them go inside. You can't afford to let those men run through the box like that, and Crouch makes a really good play.
As Kenny Cunningham had a difficult time dealing with Crouch. Now it's Risa. He's a bit wayward with that volley, but still the chances there. These shots coming raining in. Now Crouch once again for Liverpool.
Well, this one breaks out to him. You know, everybody talks about his size and everything else. Good running by Crouch. He does get himself into good position. Watch this ball break to him. Pulls on it. Not a bad shot. This could be a cricket score the way Liverpool are going here.
And to think that so many people connected with Liverpool were worried about what state they'd be in with this cup tie tonight, given the short preparation window. 2 goals to the good. Those 2 goals coming inside the first 4 minutes. Now, Birmingham's first real attack of the match. It goes slithering wide. It is a corner to the home side. Jermaine Pennant will be entrusted with this corner. Martin Taylor's gone forward. Painter's inside the area as well. Pennant had a good game against Spurs on Saturday. Well, that was harmless.
Terrible attempt at a corner kick.
And Melchiot with the throw for Birmingham. Xabi Alonso taking charge of the situation. Melchiot. And it was wide of Forsell. Wide of everyone. And the noise coming from the Liverpool supporters in the railway end of the ground. Surely they couldn't possibly have imagined that it would be 2-0 to the Reds so early on.
Well, certainly I thought that Birmingham had a chance of causing an upset here, but it's just Liverpool are on cruise control already.
Now Kenny Cunningham into the centre there for Birmingham. Cunningham, the vastly experienced Republic of Ireland international. That one had drifted out of play, despite the best efforts of David Dunn. And Traore with the throw. It's Luis Garcia who played it to Crouch. Liverpool have a noticeable spring in their step. With good reason, I suppose, given the scoreline.
Maybe they should play more games on little time to prepare.
And stretching Birmingham once more. See if they can do further damage. This time it's Crouch. Tried to make contact. He was being watched there by Mario Melchiot.
Well, this time he has a good chance of knocking it in as well. Played out on the far side. Gerrard with the ball across. Melchiot coming through to try to block it off. Just manages to get enough of Crouch to take him out of the play. That was a key touch from Melchiot.
Steven Gerrard, the architect of that move, having made the run on the right. Birmingham up against Premiership opposition in the Cup for the first time this season. And not faring too well. Here's Sissoko. We were talking about him earlier. Suffered that damage to his right eye in the Champions League meeting with Benfica. And there were fears that his vision might be permanently impaired. But here he is, back in the starting 11. And way ahead of schedule, I can tell you. You can see he's wearing the Edgar Davids style eye goggles.
Amazing recovery. But I guess they always give you the worst case scenario in these cases. It seems like we've seen that so many times now that a player was really in doubt for to be out a long time, and all of a sudden you see them bounce back. Either modern medicine has become very adept at getting players back, or we're just getting the worst case scenarios when we get the reports.
Well, the initial report was that he had suffered a kick to the globe of the eye, and there were real fears that he might not be able to see properly that right eye. Hyypiä and Crouch, the goal scorers for Liverpool. Early damage here done to the Birmingham cause. It's Finnan with the throw for Liverpool. And it'll be another one. Birmingham haven't really had a chance to string passes together yet. There's the Birmingham bench. Olivier Tebeli's there, the former Celtic defender. Ivory Coast international Stan Lazaridis, the Australian, and young Neil Kilkenny. And a bit of a search here.
They lost the ball. Can you imagine an FA Cup game they've lost the ball? Is there no other one?
I should think that actually kept the sponsors happy, because they got more exposure there normally than they normally would. Over comes the cross, and Reina's there to grab hold of it.
Reina certainly wasn't exposed on that one. It's just a high looping ball across into the middle. First time really did Birmingham get into the box.
Xavi Alonso. Now Sissoko. Just missed John Arnorisa. Steve Bruce was asked yesterday about the possibility of winning the FA Cup while being relegated. Well, the odds against Birmingham have certainly lengthened as a result of those two early Liverpool goals. That's the bench for the visitors. Jan Kromkamp, Harry Kewell, Djibril Cissé amongst the substitutes. Here's Cunningham. And away by Mike Taylor. Comes to Pennant. Melchiot. And Jamie Carragher. Safely back to Jose Reina.
Seems like Carragher every game just covers so much space across that back line. He wants to get involved. He wants to force himself in the game.
Pennant. Cutting inside for Birmingham. Damian Johnson. Tried to whip it in, but Hyypiä was there. He's closing off the space. Melchiot. We've seen little of Michael Forsell so far for Birmingham. But one fin opposing another this evening. Forsell against Hupia. They're likely to see plenty of each other by the time the final whistle sounded.
Yeah, Hupia, one of the best tackling centre-backs in the business. I know you can run at him and probably get him out of position, but in the air or sure to the tackle, there's not many better than him around.
Luis Garcia. Sissoko always gives plenty of commitment to the cause, but now it's opening up for Jermaine Pennant, trying to find Forsell. Well, he did his best, Michael Forsell, but it wasn't quite good enough against Jamie Carragher.
What a sure tackle by Jamie Carragher under a lot of pressure. That had to be a key moment.
Back in by Pennant, Forsell, and there is support arriving here. Stephen Clemens had gone forward with a bit of purpose.
Hupia made sure there was going to be no problems.
Melchiot. Just flicking it back there towards Johnson. A little bit of wrestling going on by Xavi Alonso. And a free kick to Birmingham City. Bennett. But too obvious. Easy meat it was for Carragher in the end. And Traore's gone down after meeting the full force of that challenge. Came in from Damian Johnson.
Just snapped the leg out because Johnson comes through. Watch, he pulls on the ball at the same time. The two of them get there together. Traore comes off second best because he comes up onto the studs of Johnson. Very dangerous kind of a tackle, that. What about the one that Carragher makes? Watch. As the ball comes across into the middle, he has to make the tackle. He has to make it right, and he just gets in exactly at the right time. Takes it away from Forsell, just gives him no chance. I mean, it was a beautiful ball into the middle, but cut out so elegantly.
It's still not out of the question that Jamie Carragher might be one of the first choice central defenders for Sven-Göran Eriksson come England's first World Cup match against Paraguay in Frankfurt on the 10th of June. And still a bit shaken up here, Jimmy Traore, the Mali international. If you were confused about the kickoff time tonight and perhaps just tuned in anticipating an 8 o'clock kickoff, you missed a couple of early Liverpool goals after 1 and 4 minutes respectively. The goals coming from Hupia and from Crouch. On each occasion, the marking from Birmingham City was, to say the least, shoddy. Traore's back with us now. Mario Melchiot. Little flick by Pennant. Johnson and Hupia jousting. Forward by Traore, who scored that embarrassing own goal in the game against Burnley last season in the FA Cup. That was when Rafa Benitez fielded what was essentially a reserve side on the night. One or two exceptions to that, but it was a weakened team and paid the penalty. Hasn't made that mistake this season with his selections.
Yeah, I think this season he began to realise. I don't think that he quite realised last year the importance of the FA Cup. I think he was kind of equating it with the Coppa del Rey or the Italian Cup, and I think he was caught out, but wiser heads have prevailed. I think they've convinced him how important the FA Cup is.
Long ball by Hupia. John Arnarise trying to cut it back in. Headed forward by Hupia. Forsell. So trying to build through Steven Gerrard. Here's Cunningham. At the weekend, Birmingham started pretty well against Spurs. Were arguably the better side in the first half, but they tired noticeably in that match. Still limping on here, Jimmy Traore. Having picked up that knock, the challenge by Johnson was what did the damage.
This looks like the ideal midfield now for Liverpool, doesn't it? You have Sissoko, who's the destroyer, Alonso, who will hold things or go forward. You have Gerrard, who can spray the ball around, and you have Risa and Garcia to supply crouch, and he can do the rest of the damage or feed it back to either of those players coming through.
Traore for Liverpool. Luis Garcia wins the throw. Looks likely to be a big part of Luis Aragones's plans for Spain at the World Cup finals. And I think the substitution might have to be made here. Harry Kewell is warming up. I wonder if they feel Traore can't carry on.
Yeah, he's struggling out there, Derek. He's not fit to run. It looks like every time he puts his foot down that he's in a bit of pain. You can see him there in the picture. Look at it. Once he puts the foot down, puts any weight onto it, it's giving him, the knee is giving him problems.
Away by Sami Hupia. Steven Gerrard forced to concede the throw.
I mean, right now he's a passenger who has been pushed up the field to be taken away from his left full back spot.
Martin Taylor for Birmingham. Mike Taylor's the goalkeeper. Martin Taylor the central defender. Deputising for Matthew Upson. And I'm sure Steve Bruce will be forced to admit at full time that Birmingham aren't the same side without Upson in the heart of the defence. He's currently missing with a groin injury.
Yeah, Liverpool have dropped Risa back to play in that left full back position, as you see. Traore having all kinds of problems.
And Forsell having to do plenty of the front running on his own here. Gerrard with a bit of space. Looking for Luis Garcia. Ambitious lob it was.
Good running off the ball by Luis Garcia to get himself into a position. He plays it out first to Gerrard, and then he comes through. Nice ball. He knows where Garcia is going to run onto, and then he just balloons it up over the top.
And here is the substitution. On comes the Australian international, Harry Kewell. Off has gone the Mali international, Jimmy Traore, because of injury. And as Tommy suggested, Jean-Arne Risa has shifted back to the left full-back position. Kewell's having a fine season. There were doubts about him at the start of the campaign. I always think the criticism levelled against Harry Kewell has been very unfair. He really hasn't been a fit player for some time. He certainly wasn't fit for long periods of his early spell with Liverpool. Sami Hupia. Now Sissoko, his first season with the Anfield club, having joined from Valencia.
Goggles are gone.
Yes, now you see where the goggles are.
I guess he just wanted to wear them to see how he'd feel about it when he was out there, and I guess everything feels good because I don't think the goggles could be that much of an impediment.
Up he goes again, Momo Sissoko. Johnson's there for Birmingham. Forsell couldn't reach it. Carragher Just a suspicion of a foul. David Dunn wasn't all that sure about it. Birmingham 0, Liverpool 2 in this FA Cup quarter-final here at St Andrews. It's a robust challenge by Marcus Painter. His contract's up in the summer. The 19-year-old Republic of Ireland under-21 international. Corner then to Liverpool, and Gerrard to take it. Crouch is there, Hoopy is there. And that was very nearly an own goal. Melchiot was the man who touched it.
There's so much height in that box when Liverpool bring everybody forward, and it comes off Melchiot's knee. Hoopy is putting a lot of pressure on from the back. I mean, between Hoopy and Crouch, very, very difficult to defend in the air. Look at their head and shoulders over everybody.
Gerrard keeps it on the ground. Harry Kewell tried to feed it back to Steven Gerrard. And there was an infringement, which was spotted by the assistant referee over on the far side. Rob Stiles from Hampshire is our match referee for this quarter-final. Last season's referee for the final in Cardiff. So Arsenal defeat Manchester United on penalties.
It seems almost like they're holding those goggles out. They're looking for another pair. Perhaps the pair that he was wearing were not comfortable. It looks like he may be still needing another pair of goggles.
Now can Birmingham work up something akin to a head of steam?
Maybe even a half a head of steam just to get things going. They just haven't looked good at all. No flow to their game. They haven't been fit to put any kind of pressure on the back line for Liverpool.
Birmingham suffering that double body blow in the first 4 minutes. Goals for Liverpool by Sami Hyypiä and Peter Crouch.
I think you have to say that the manner in which they allowed them to be scored was something that should never have happened.
It's real gifts for Messrs Hyypiä and Crouch. And that was fine play by Xabi Alonso. It needed to be.
He's really one of the unspoken heroes in midfield, isn't he, for Liverpool? He does a lot of work for them.
And Luis Garcia's thinking about chasing it, then realised that it was a lost cause. And Sissoko has the goggles put back on. Now Crouch tries to keep going, but the referee's not going to let him. Well, Crouch and Mike Taylor together. That was interesting.
Why not? This is perfectly legal. He blocks down the band. I don't think he handled the ball. I think he hit it with his head.
A rueful shake of the head from Peter Crouch. And a third Liverpool goal after 26 minutes really would have added insult to injury. Liverpool well in command of this quarter-final, well on their way to a place in the last four for the 22nd time in their history. They haven't really been able to use that left flank so far, Birmingham, to any good effect at all. They had themselves a free kick this time. I think that's the original pair of eye goggles.
Orientis has them on.
And there's a bit of space here for Birmingham, and the flashing shot comes in, but it's wayward from David Dunn.
The problem with goggles like that is that if they're too tight on your face, they fog up and you wouldn't see through them. If they're too tight onto your face, you won't see anything with them. Everybody's having a go at them. They want to see what they all look like.
While Paco Ayestaran takes a few copious notes. one of the assistant coaches to Rafa Benitez. Alec Miller alongside him on the Liverpool bench. Away by Sami Hyypiä. Cold nights here in the Midlands. The month of March so far has been a lot colder than normal here in England. Hyypiä. Little flick back there by Steven Gerrard. Riise. Hyypiä. Liverpool enjoying the lion's share of quality possession here. Xabi Alonso. Gerrard. Running onto it with purpose. Kewell. Disappointing final ball it was from Harry Kewell.
Gerrard took Melchior to the cleaners again. You know, for some reason he commits himself very easily. It's very easy to go by him. I mean, that's sinful marking on that. Look at this, right in behind. Keeper's a little bit unlucky, but you make your own luck.
A reminder that we've got Spanish football coming up for you tomorrow here on ESPN. Zaragoza against Real Madrid is the match in question. Of course, it was Zaragoza who put 6 past Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey not all that long ago. Referee thought about blowing his whistle, and now he has done. He's given the free kick to Birmingham. And Martin Taylor's gone forward, giving the attack a bit of extra height. David Dunn with it. No height there. Hyypiä and Crouch, the goal scorers. It's all a bit of a cakewalk for Liverpool so far.
Yeah, I know it's an old cliche that a game needs a goal. Well, if ever a game needed a goal, Birmingham need to get one here to stoke this thing to life. As of now, Liverpool are just gone through the motions out there. They haven't gone through the gearbox yet. They haven't hit top gear.
Birmingham have never won the FA Cup. Haven't featured in a final for half a century.
Forsell has been the missing man out there. They haven't been able to find him at all.
This season's FA Cup final will of course be played once again at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Wembley not quite ready. Well, that was ambitious. It was never really going to trouble Jose Reina. David Dunn it was. Liverpool were the first winners of the FA Cup with the final at the Millennium Stadium. That was in 2001. And all they've lifted the trophy 6 times. And it's a Birmingham free kick here. Pennant. Handball surely by Harry Kewell.
Referees seem to have stopped giving out yellow cards for intentional handballs. I mean, Harry Kewell just slapped that ball down. I don't think it gets any more intentional than that.
Jermaine Pennant with the free kick. Started forward towards the edge of the area that time. Liverpool are looking so composed. Finnan. It might come to Gerrard. He and Melchior raising the boots almost simultaneously. Harry Kewell. Certain, I should think, Harry Kewell to be a vital member of Gus Hiddink's Australia squad at the forthcoming World Cup finals. Played a very significant role in getting the Australians there and ending the 32-year jinx. That performance in the second leg of the play-off against Uruguay after coming on as a substitute. And Finnan for Liverpool with 11.5 minutes to go to half-time here at St Andrews. West Ham are already through to the last four. And Liverpool at the minute odds on to join them. Tomorrow night it's Chelsea against Newcastle United. On Thursday, Charlton against Middlesbrough.
This is certainly not the kind of football that has made the FA Cup such a great competition over the years. Birmingham need to lift their game, and they need to lift it very quick. I mean, Liverpool are just blotting them out completely.
And Jamie Clapham with the throw over on the far side for Birmingham. But it wouldn't fall for Mikael Forsell. Sissoko and Gerrard. Melchiot just cuts it out. Now Pennant was tripped there with Sissoko chasing back. Pennant. And to hoist it in there optimistically. Signed last winter from Arsenal, Jermaine Pennant. Of course, has had one or two off-the-field problems.
I think that's where the cup is destined to be as far as Birmingham are concerned. I think the fans got rid of the cup that they thought they were going to win.
I regret to have to report as more ammunition for those disenchanted with the reign of Steve Bruce as Birmingham manager. He said he'd like to stay on irrespective of whether Birmingham remain in the Premiership. Feels that a big overhaul is required during the summer. He'd like to be the man to carry that out.
I just have a feeling that his lifeline depended on the FA Cup. That this was his lifeline. The longer he stayed in it, the more chance he had to stay in. I have a feeling he's going to be part of the house cleaning.
Here's Melchiot. Now Pennant. And Melchiot has moved into the advanced position. Jermaine Pennant again. Damian Johnson. Mario Melchiot. No chance at all for Mikael Forsell. Steven Gerrard's gone forward here for Liverpool. He's Liverpool's top goal scorer this season, Steven Gerrard. 18 goals in all competitions.
Most of the time we've seen him go down the right tonight, but he's equally adept at coming down the left as well. A couple of times he's gone on ravaging raids down the left.
Carragher and Finnan once again combining forces. Over on the far side. There's been little there for Jamie Clapham on that Birmingham left. There's Luis Garcia managing to hold off a couple of defenders, and Crouch is in there once more. Second goal of the night for Peter Crouch. We're not yet at half-time, but it could well be that it's signed, sealed and delivered. Surely now Liverpool have made it through to the last four at Birmingham's expense.
And that was started by Crouch. He got the header on it. Garcia picks it up. It looks like he's running out of balance a little bit, but Crouch comes in and he bulges the Olongian back. Luis Garcia with a nice run. He rides off a couple of challenges. Cunningham can't stay with him, and Peter Crouch just pushes the ball home.
A grim-faced Steve Bruce. This is not what he was after at all here tonight. 2 goals for Crouch. And Liverpool might want more. Why not? Harry Kewell drawing it back efficiently. And here's another shooting opportunity. And it's Crouch on a hat-trick. Just narrowly missed the target.
Did very well. He waited on the defender. He waited on the defender to pull the ball down.
Well, we have a spectator on the park. I always think that's at the height of stupidity.
Watch what Crouch does here. He waits on the ball. He knows the defender is going to mess it up. Watch, it's bouncing through. He lets it bounce. Crouch snaps on it, and then he just pulls the trigger on it.
Liverpool are giving Birmingham a real FA Cup roasting here. Mikel Forsell for Birmingham. And I think everyone knew before a ball was kicked tonight, the FA Cup's nice from the Birmingham point of view, but the Premiership is more important, survival is more important. And they have 2 very difficult games coming up, away to Manchester United and at home to Chelsea. It's an awkward run-in, in fact, for Birmingham. There's a real chance they're going to go down at the end of the season. And they're as good as out of the cup now. It's a corner to Liverpool, carved out by Gerrard.
Like a lot of other things, they have a huge problem with that back line. That back line is just not secure at all. Cunningham, Melchiot, they're just not doing the job that they're supposed to do.
Gerrard with it, Crouch! And he was able to rise up unchallenged once again. But 2 straight to worry Mike Taylor.
Does win it in the air, you're always going to have a 75-25 chance when you play that ball in the air close to Crouch that he's going to win it. I'd love to go back through my records and find all those emails that I got that told me I knew absolutely nothing about football when I suggested that Crouch might be a good player. I think he's a very, very good player.
So I think the question that was being raised when he was signed, Peter Crouch from Southampton, was is he Liverpool quality? Is he up to the standard? Because he's not a complete player. He does certain things very well indeed, but there are discernible weaknesses in his game. I must say, though, he really has looked the part in these last few matches, and not just for Liverpool, but for England as well. As I said to you on ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass the other day, which, of course, you can see twice a week here on ESPN if you happen to be watching in the Pacific Rim. There we go, ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass. He's a funny player, really, isn't he?
I hope you mean funny in the sense of not that people are laughing at him. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I think you get my drift.
I know, he has, I mean, for a big player, I think the problem that he has is that he's so big.
Harry Kewell bobbing and weaving, trying to beat Melchiot. Failing to do so.
You know, people look at him and they see him as being a big beanpole player who should be very useful in the air. But the thing about him is he's also useful on the ground. I mean, he can handle himself on the ground as well. I'm not sure he's going to be the best dribbler in the world, but really that's not what he's paid to do, you know. I mean, on one hand, people tell me, well, Ronaldinho doesn't have to defend to be a complete player because that's not part of his game. I don't think that Crouch has to necessarily dribble the ball to become a complete player. He plays the ball for you well in the air, he takes his chances, and he sets up chances. Now, and I'm not suggesting he's as good as Ronaldinho, you know, I'm sure there'll be a few emails to that effect, but I'm not suggesting that.
As Luis Garcia trying to race away from the Birmingham defenders. And Mike Taylor's there to gather. Crouch is closing in. Just trying to pick up any scraps that might manifest themselves. Pennant. Made by Hupia.
Liverpool fans are loving this. They haven't sat down since they arrived in the park, and they're probably not going to now.
They're all on the feet on the railway end of the ground. Mario Melchiot. 2 minutes to go to half-time at St Andrews. Pennant. A cumbersome looking challenge coming in from Clemens.
It's a nice luxury for Benitez to have, isn't it, that he can just move Risa back there into that left full-back position and bring in Harry Kewell on the left wing.
Liverpool reverting to the four-man defence tonight. It was three at the back this past weekend against Newcastle United, a move that I think took Glenn Roeder, the Newcastle United caretaker manager, by surprise. Now here's Pennant for Birmingham, and Reina just got a hand to it. Forsell was lurking. The most promising moment of the match so far for Birmingham City. Headed away by Melchiot. Jermaine Pennant. Hupia barring the door. Let's see if they can get to Clapham involved. Over on that to Birmingham left. Oh, that's a clear foul. And Clemens is going to be spoken to by Rob Stiles. It's a yellow card for Stephen Clemens. First booking of this quarter-final.
Well, Clemens knew exactly what he was doing, because Harry Kewell is gone here. He's already gone by him. And if Clemens had hit him shoulder to shoulder, it would have been fine. But Clemens just barged him in the back. And that's why he got the yellow card out of it.
Son of the former Liverpool and England goalkeeper, Ray Clemens. We're going to have just 1 minute of time added on for stoppages at the end of this first half. Birmingham 0, Liverpool 3. I don't think anyone expected this to be as one-sided as it's ended up being. Nothing very coherent at all from Birmingham in the first half. Pennant. Trying to use Forsell. It was a bit slow in developing. It was Risa who took it away to begin with, and then Carragher conceded the corner.
Pennant's the only one of them that has done anything at all out there.
Amy and Johnson's going to leave it for Jermaine Pennant. Final piece of action in the first half here at St Andrews. Missed out Melchiot. The shot comes in. No real sting behind it at all from Clapham. And see Bruce once again hearing the boos from the Birmingham City supporters. It's been very one-sided. The early goal by Sami Hupia. We've seen a pair of goals from Peter Crouch. And Liverpool on easy street here in the FA Cup. The half-time score in this quarter-final: Birmingham 0, Liverpool 3. Back to St Andrews, it's the FA Cup 6th round here on ESPN, and it's Birmingham 0, Liverpool 3. A shocking start for Birmingham, an ideal one for Liverpool.
This free kick from Gerard Sissoko knocks it on, and look at this, Hupia wide open. All he has to do is concentrate, pick a spot, and bury the ball in the back of the net, and that's exactly what the big man did. Watch this lovely little flick on, but he gets inside, he's all alone. And the second goal, well, 4 minutes in, Sissoko feeds it out again. He's involved with Gerard, smacks it into the box, lets it bounce. Crouch pushes it by the keeper with a header. He waits on the ball, he's patient, gets away from Cunningham. And then 5 minutes into this one, this ball eventually breaks ball across the middle. Crouch is there, pulls on it, a pile driver just wide of the target. He could have had another one there. 9 minutes into this one, they just keep coming in waves. Crouch just missed out on this one. The ball fed across to him. Gerard doing a great job of supplying down, and then Crouch starts it. Luis Garcia is going to run on it. But look at Crouch make ground down through the middle with those big strides. Here's the ball coming to him, and Crouch, great running off the ball and a great finish as he picked his spot. Those big strides, he just eats up the ground. Luis Garcia did very well to hold on to the ball, and it's just been a rout for Liverpool.
It's 3-0 they lead against a very poor Birmingham City side tonight. Just the one yellow card dished out by referee Rob Stiles. That's gone to Birmingham's Stephen Clemens. And it's going to take a comeback of incredible proportions if Birmingham are to remain alive in the oldest cup competition of them all. Liverpool hold all the aces. Half-time score, Birmingham 0, Liverpool 3. We'll take a short break and then be back with the second half. It's not a happy night for the Birmingham supporters. Here they are, 45 minutes into this quarter-final, and as good as out of the FA Cup. Liverpool striking early on in the first minute, to be exact, through Sami Hyypiä. Peter Crouch has added a couple of goals, and really the manner of Liverpool's performance has been the most striking thing about this sixth-round tie. Streets ahead of Birmingham in every facet of the game, Tommy Smith.
The defending by Birmingham has just been dismal. They have never gotten anything going through midfield, and as a result of that, their strikers have no chance. Forsell, I mean, he hasn't been at the game. He might as well be here as a spectator. Pennant was the only one of them that I seen that tried to play anything out on the right wing. His speed, he used it a bit, but it's just not a good performance. Hopefully it'll be a much better second half performance. You hate to see a team, especially a team that's in such dire straits, playing as badly as they are, and as you pointed out, they have to face Manchester United the weekend.
Just a reminder that we're back with you again tomorrow night. That's Thursday morning if you're watching in Australia, New Zealand or Fiji. Chelsea against Newcastle United is the third of the quarter-finals, and it promises to be an intriguing one, albeit Newcastle have just lost away in the last couple of matches after a good run under caretaker boss Glenn Roeder. Can they match Chelsea tackle for tackle, pass for pass? We'll find out tomorrow night. This evening, though, we're here at St Andrews. Sami Hyypiä, his 50th start of the season, scoring with less than a minute on the clock, deflating the Birmingham supporters. And Steven Gerrard has played his captain's part as usual. And I wonder, Tommy, what Steve Bruce could possibly have said to his players at half-time.
I think he probably just said, hey guys, go out there, don't let the club down. We're in a deep hole. Let's see if we can do a little bit of damage control. Maybe we can pull one back, maybe we can pull a second one back. Who knows? You can never give up. He's just imploring on them not to give up at this stage, and hopefully they can get something going.
Substitution here by Birmingham at the start of the second half. On comes Olivier Tebele, the former Celtic defender. He's hoping to have a part to play in the World Cup finals this summer with the Ivory Coast. He's taken the place of Martin Taylor, so it's one central defender for another.
I guess Taylor has been a kind of blame for some of the things that happened there. I would have to place some of the blame on Cunningham as well, and also on Melchiot.
So Birmingham City kick off the second half, surely with little chance now of progressing to the last four. At least they must hope to put in a good second-half performance and to build something ahead of the remaining Premiership games. It looks a bit bleak for them in the top flight. They've been in the bottom three since October, seemingly no way out of the lower reaches of the table. Liverpool well on course now for a place in the semi-finals of the FA Cup for the 22nd time. Steve Finnan. Now Jamie Carragher. And Luis Garcia had just drifted into the offside position.
I think you can kind of tell what he's thinking, bringing on a central defender. Didn't see anything wrong with the midfield, obviously. I mean, you'd imagine he might have shot all his subs at this stage and tried to get something out of it. You'd imagine he would have made a couple of changes.
Nodded on by Jamie Clapham for Birmingham. Dunn was in there, and a crisp shot comes in, and a good shot it was by Damian Johnson. Slicing away from the target.
Well set up, and Johnson arrives late on the ball, but he's just in the perfect position. Look at that. Wasn't picked up, and it just misses. Slashed it just wide of the post. A really good shot. Keeper was struggling.
Damian Johnson, who was shown the red card in the 1-1 draw with Liverpool at Anfield a few weeks ago, after a challenge on Daniel Agger. Jose Reina, his first season with Liverpool, former Villarreal goalkeeper. And Peter Crouch trying for his first hat-trick as a Liverpool player. Might just get the break of the ball here. Only a Steven Gerrard, by the way, has scored 3 goals in 1 match for Liverpool this season. That was way back in mid-July in the Champions League first qualifying round, first leg against TNS of Wales. Crouch, free kick. Once again, Peter Crouch has proved to be a gangly handful for the opposition, in this case Kenny Cunningham and his fellow Birmingham defenders.
This time he's guilty of just a little bit of held on to the hand, pulled it around a little bit, and he's not afraid to fight for the ball. I mean, he's a big man.
It's nodded forward for Birmingham by Clemens. Mario Melchiot allowed himself to be bundled off the ball by Jermaine Defoe somewhat inexplicably in the match against Spurs here on Saturday. Here's Painter. Carragher just moved over there beside Steve Finnan. And it's a free kick to Birmingham this time, and you see the protestations of Carragher there. None too happy with match referee Rob Stiles. Tebele and Melchiot making their way forward. It was taken quickly by Jermaine Pennant. This is Pennant once more. Jamie Clapham, another of the players who'll be out of contract come the summer. Pennant. Took a slight deflection. Stephen Gerrard's there, and he got caught by Pennant. Free kick.
Red barriers in place. It's very, very difficult to penetrate it when Liverpool brings 6 players back into the box. They don't play them in a straight 6. They have 4 at the back and 2 just kind of in between. They've positioned themselves very, very well. It's very difficult to break them down.
I'm sure there are those who'll feel at the moment that we might just be in for a Liverpool-Chelsea FA Cup final this season. Well, Chelsea have still to get past Newcastle at the quarter-final stage. West Ham already through. The draw for the semi-finals is due to take place on Friday. Birmingham looking for a foothold on the ladder to recovery, but it's an awful road back for them. Treacherous one. And forward again for Birmingham. Perhaps the chance to cut it back. Forsell was waiting right on the 6-yard line.
Hyypiä just got a big boot to it. Good position for Hyypiä.
There's a crouch. And it's a Birmingham throw. Came off the big man. Melchiot's entrusted with it. Jermaine Pennant. And that did cross the touchline. And it's Liverpool's throw on this occasion. Steve Bruce lifted the FA Cup twice as a Manchester United player. Now Pennant again. Trying to use Melchiot. Again getting penned in that sector of the park over on the far side. And the pattern continues.
Yeah, just Birmingham failing to come up with any answers, failing to crack the equation, get it right. Hyypiä has done a great job at the back. Reese has done a good job now since he went in.
There is a feeling, you know, here in the Midlands, Tommy, that insufficient business was carried out during the January transfer window. At a time when the squad really needed to be strengthened. And here they are, staring relegation in the face. And tonight, at any rate, staring FA Cup elimination in the face.
Yeah, I think the feeling was that Birmingham just might about scrape and stay up. That's why they didn't buy anybody.
Luis Garcia's header. He was onside, I think to the surprise of a few people. Certainly a few people in blue. It's whacked forward by Mike Taylor. Reese's header for Liverpool. Melchiot. There's Sissoko. His first game back after the eye injury. It's come to Painter. Gerrard immediately in there, closing him down. Garcia. Painter, it's a bit of a heavy touch. Garcia was following up.
Well, you can tell how much confidence they have in the big man. As soon as they get the ball, they're looking for him. Garcia that time, not afraid to play the ball on the ground, just need a little bit more.
Painter again. Now Clapham. Peter Crouch. Trying to beat Tebele. It's Olivier Tebele who finally cuts across the path of the towering Peter Crouch.
Well, he's not afraid to take you on. He turns Tebele the wrong way. He turns a couple of other defenders the wrong way, and then Tebele fouls him. Imagine that size of a man running you at full speed.
It's an inviting angle, this, isn't it, for John Arne Riise, the Norwegian left-footer. Xabi Alonso's there alongside Riise. It's Riise who strikes it, and Mike Taylor who saves it. It warmed his fingers.
It certainly did. It went on the near post.
A little bit of space for Birmingham for once in midfield. Pennant's out there on the right. That's Melchiot. And offside in any case. I think against Clemens. Looks as though Rafa Benitez is going to bring on Fernando Morientes. 10 minutes into the second half. And the Spanish striker will take the place of Peter Crouch. He's not going to get the chance to net his first hat-trick in Liverpool colours.
He's had a good day. He's put in a good honest shift, and the fans, they're really warming to Crouch. And he's becoming a cult hero as well as everything else. And if you're Birmingham, hey, there's no relief coming, because Morientes is a man who can tear you apart as well.
He's not had the best of seasons, Fernando Morientes. Gerrard appealing for handball against Tebele. There's Tebele again, who rose up to get his head to it. Now Carragher. Gerrard trying to draw it back, and a very important intervention by Tebele. That's a corner.
Luis Garcia was steaming into the box. Gerrard, I think he may have stayed on all right. Look at Garcia steaming in, and the ball just doesn't get there. Tebele made a great play.
Steven Gerrard with that dipping corner. Xabi Alonso. And to test Mike Taylor, and does. A real deception there from Xabi Alonso.
That was an exquisite touch, wasn't it? It looked like it was going to be way over the top, but instead Taylor has to put a hand up onto it and guide it up over the top. Nice effort by Alonso.
Liverpool brimming with confidence tonight. Riese. Up goes Morientes. Charge down in the end. It's Damian Johnson against Harry Kewell. Goal kick.
Here's that effort by Alonso. Just floats it in. It's going to drop in under the crossbar, and Taylor. Nice save. Great shot on it. A lovely save.
A few of the Liverpool fans in that railway end of the ground thought it was in. And it is a Liverpool free kick here. The whistle had gone. Dunn tried to keep going. It's all going swimmingly for Rafa Benitez, a man who recently confirmed his intention to remain at Anfield amid reports that Real Madrid were after him for next season. He does have Real Madrid connections, of course, going back over a number of years.
I think perhaps he's happy enough.
Oh, lovely dummy by Luis Garcia. Gerrard, and it must be number 4. It is. It's Morientes. He's only just come on, but the dummy was what made it. And Morientes recognising that fact. Steven Gerrard at his outrageous best. And Liverpool not only on course for a place in the last 4, they're on course for the biggest margin of victory in any competitive match this season.
Gerrard, beautiful ball right down through, and Morientes just snaps it home.
The dummy by Luis Garcia, then it was Gerrard, and then the finish by Morientes.
Yeah, beautiful step over by Luis Garcia. And like I said, you're not getting any respite when Morientes comes on the field, because he can rip you apart. And Steven Gerrard just stroking the ball around. He's been involved in 3 of the 4 goals today.
Well, it's a nightmare for Birmingham. And a 4-0 would in fact represent their heaviest defeat of this season in any competition. They've lost 3-0 on 3 separate occasions in the Premiership, going down to Middlesbrough, Manchester City and West Ham.
There's a half hour left.
Olivier Tebele for Birmingham. Deflated Birmingham now. There can be no escaping that conclusion. Kenny Cunningham. A Painter. And Gerrard was putting the pressure on again. Xavi Alonso. Steven Gerrard. Once again, Cunningham standing firm. It's Melchiot. All the noise you hear being generated by the Liverpool fans, ecstatic with this performance. And well, in contrast, a few of the locals have seen enough. It's not going to help Steve Bruce's future.
I mean, it had to be a serious concern with the amount of games that Liverpool have played that they should be getting exhausted, but they're on a roll out there tonight. I mean, they haven't looked like a team that's short of anything.
So it's their 53rd official match of the season. A season that began on the 13th of July.
So if you add in the few friendlies that they've played, you're talking about close to 60 games. That's a lot of games in any one season, isn't it?
Here's Painter. Well, that's a season that could yet end in Cardiff on the 13th of May. That's the venue. That's the date for the FA Cup final. Stevie Finnan. Xavi Alonso. And Forsell runs into his fellow countryman, Sami Hyypiä. Bennett now. Dunn and Forsell supporting. It's Forsell. Fine stop by Reina. Best effort of the night from Birmingham, coming from Mikael Forsell.
Does very well, but watch Reina just stick the hand up and take it away. Nice ball across into the middle, good shot, and Reina just punches it with that right hand. He's lucky it didn't go behind him, but hey, when goalkeepers have luck, he just got it away. Good shot by Forsell, nice stop by Reina. A lot of police have taken up position down on the Liverpool end.
There's a little bit of concern here, I think. Another fan making his way onto the pitch. It's the second one tonight. This was the Forsell shot.
Nice turn, nice shot. Good effort by the two men involved. Forsell with a nice shot and good save by Reina.
I never really understand what point these attention seekers are proving when they run onto the park in that fashion.
One good thing about it is they're not showing them. I think when you show them, it encourages somebody else to get some time on television.
Well, if you've just joined us here on ESPN, you're watching the FA Cup quarter-final here at St Andrews, and it's Birmingham 0, Liverpool 4. It's not the scoreline Steve Bruce was dreaming of last night, I'm sure.
I think it's the Birmingham goalkeeper that deserves more. A little bit of bodies on front of him. He just hasn't received any protection tonight at all.
Steven Gerrard. Liverpool still give you the impression, don't you, that if necessary they have another gear to go to. Hyypiä and Forsell, that all a finished confrontation once again, and it's a free kick to Birmingham. Makes pleasant reading if you're a Liverpool fan. Abysmal reading if Birmingham City are your team. 2 goals by Crouch. He's since been replaced by Morientes, who's also got on the score sheet. The first goal of the night coming from Sami Hyypiä in the very first minute. Here's Xavi Alonso. Steve Finnan. Now Gerrard And Luis Garcia was waiting further forward. The offside flag had gone up. Just thinking back to the Premiership and Birmingham City. They're now 3 behind West Bromwich Albion, their Midlands rivals. And of course now they have a resurgent Portsmouth to worry about. And the run-in is far from easy, Birmingham's run-in. Here's Morientes. Luis Garcia. Morientes. Birmingham struggling to get the ball off him. And Johnson instead takes the man. And he's going to receive the yellow card, Damian Johnson. It's the second Birmingham booking of the night. And the frustration etched on his face. "4-0 to Liverpool, and still 23 minutes remain." Xavi Alonso with the free kick. It was a good one. Morientes was running in there late. If he'd made any sort of proper contact, it could easily have been 5.
All it needed was a touch of the head. It was a beautifully floated ball right across that 6-yard box.
Pennant at least has had the appetite to run at these Liverpool defenders.
He's tried very, very hard with little success.
And Forsell was just waiting there, hoping that there might be a slip-up by Jose Reina. It wasn't forthcoming.
And it turned out to be a stroke of genius by actually signing Reina, didn't it? I mean, with the way Dudek had played last year, and you'd imagine with the Champions League that they wouldn't be in the market for a keeper, but then they got Reina, and then Dudek got injured, and now he sits on the bench. And
so I think they knew before that final, didn't they, that they did require a new goalkeeper, and all the negotiations were carried out ahead of that astonishing night in Istanbul to bring Reina from Spain to Anfield. And he has indeed demonstrated just what a fine goalkeeper he is, and this is his first season in English football.
You know, if you were thinking along the terms of getting a goalkeeper, you know, you wouldn't. There's not too many coaches would be thinking of buying a Spanish goalkeeper,
except perhaps Rafa Benitez.
Yeah. It turned out to be a job well done.
Neil Kilkenny is about to come on for Birmingham. Djibril Cissé might have a role to play for Liverpool. Sissoko with that back heel. Maricule keeping it alive using Steve Finnan. Riise, stunning strike, brilliant goal by John Arne Riise. Liverpool add to that already impressive total. I wonder if Mike Taylor even saw it. That's how fast it was travelling. A rocket of a shot from John Arne Riise, and Liverpool will be in the last 4.
Takes a bit of a double dip here. Steve Gerrard plays it out to him, and look at that. I mean, it just bent, it twisted. Beautiful back ball from Stephen Gerrard, and what a shot by Riise. We know that he is a cannon there. This time he pulls it and keeps it down, and it nestles up on the roof of the old onion bag. Oh. Frozen rope job, right up.
Total control from Liverpool tonight. And here is a substitution by Rafa Benitez. Off goes captain Steven Gerrard. On comes Djibril Cissé. And a switch, I can tell you, for Birmingham as well. It's Neil Kilkenny for David Dunn. Neil Kilkenny, the 20-year-old former Arsenal youth player. A tale of woe as far as Birmingham City are concerned. I think it's going to be their heaviest defeat of the season. It's going to be Liverpool's biggest win of the campaign in any competition. Johnson, of course, has already been booked. Just receiving another talking to from match referee Rob Stiles.
I think the referee's just been a little bit lenient with him here. I think he's a very, very lucky man to stay on the field. There, he just takes him out of it. I mean, never attempted to play the ball, and that's a yellow card.
It's a stupid foul, really, on Sissoko, and I think you're right, Tommy. Rob Stiles was being quite liberal there. Confirmation of the Kilkenny for Dunn substitution. Now Forsell. He's seen little of the ball tonight. Trying to make something happen for Birmingham these last 18 minutes. He really was fighting a difficult battle there against 3 or 4 Liverpool defenders.
Forsell just trying to shake off Carragher. Finnan's coming back to help out. Good job by Forsell of sticking to it.
Jermaine Pennant with the Birmingham corner. Reina will want the clean sheet now. He recorded one against Manchester United in the last round. Long high clearance. Morientes, he's got Cisse supporting him now in attack. Kuhl had made the run over on that left-hand side, however, that time.
Strangely enough, the first man that Benitez signed, the first English player that he signed, was the goalkeeper too, Scott Carson.
Yes, Carson signed from Leeds United. Really seen as perhaps the goalkeeper of the future. Still a youngster, Carson.
I'm amazed at how easy this has been for Liverpool. I mean, it's just been like...
Carragher. Just touched on by Sissoko.
I know if you score 2 goals in the first 4 minutes, it really gives you a lift, and on the opposite side of the coin, if you allow 2 goals in the first 4 minutes, well, it really makes life very difficult for you.
The gulf in quality has been there for all to see. And meanwhile, another substitution for Birmingham. Alex Bruce taking the place of Damian Johnson. And at this stage, it's really all about giving fringe players a run, isn't it?
You'd be surprised that he waited this long, wouldn't you? I mean, he's down 5-0 and you're waiting, you're giving these players 15 minutes. They couldn't possibly be any worse than the guys that are out there, the way things have gone.
So West Ham are through to the last 4. Liverpool as good as through. And then the other names to go into the hat, Chelsea or Newcastle United. They play tomorrow night. Charlton or Middlesbrough, they face each other on Thursday. Tackle by Cunningham. And Liverpool wanted the corner, they're not going to get it. And if Chelsea do make it tomorrow, and if they avoid Liverpool in Friday's draw, then there'll be quite a bit of money on a Liverpool-Chelsea final in Cardiff on the 13th of May.
It would certainly look like it would be on the cards, wouldn't it?
Kuhl just taking the ball for a walk over on that far side.
Liverpool went through a little bit of a blip, but they're back on song now.
Yes, they lost to Arsenal recently in the Premiership and have bounced back in style. 8 goals in the 2 matches leading up to this one in the Premiership. 13 in 3 games, and it's 14 in 3 games. It's another goal. And was that an own goal? Did it come off Tebele? I think it did. And he can barely look at this now. Steve Bruce, who can blame him? It's fallen apart for Birmingham City tonight. An own goal by Olivier Tebele, and it's 6-0.
Said at half-time 6-0. Tebele, the unfortunate one. Everything that could possibly have gone wrong. Harry Kewell plays it across. Tebele just catches it with his toe and turns it into his own net. Just unfortunate. Look at that. There's not even a question. There's not a Liverpool player near him. And not even a question that it wasn't an own goal. I mean, it's just so unfortunate.
Well, during the half-time interval, Tommy, just off microphone, you said to me, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if Liverpool scores 6.
Yeah, they've scored 5, and Tebele has helped out my prediction to 6.
Peter Crouch netting a couple of the Liverpool goals this evening. The exodus continues, meanwhile. It's a very empty-looking Tilton Road end of the ground now. The Liverpool fans, on the other hand, aren't moving. It'll be a very happy journey back to Merseyside tonight. There's Forsell. A little bit of a shout for handball, but not a serious one out there on the park. 14 goals in 3 matches for Liverpool. Birmingham, on the other hand, have hit rock bottom. This certainly can't do confidence any good with Manchester United at Old Trafford waiting in the wings. Their weekend opponents in the Premiership.
He certainly will know what Manchester United are bringing to the table, that's for sure, Mr. Bruce. And he's not going to like what he has to face, especially trying to get a team up after this. I mean, the morale of a team after this is going to be very, very low. I mean, the fact that you are going to Old Trafford to play Manchester United should lift the team, but if they give up an early goal, they could be in for another hammering.
If anyone is wondering whether Steve Bruce might lose his job between now and the end of the season, it's highly unlikely. It would cost Birmingham around £3.5 million, it's reckoned, to pay off the remaining 3.5 years on his contract. If they do get relegated, then the terms of his contract change, and it becomes easier and more cost-effective to make the switch at that point. But you do feel for this man. He's a tremendous worker. He's such a football enthusiast.
Well, the Liverpool fans are getting their own back at him. Of course, they're singing very bad songs about him. He tormented them for many years with that Manchester United team.
26th manager, Steve Bruce, in the history of Birmingham City. And some dangerous play over on the far side, and some foul language as well, which Rob Styles is understandably not very happy about. And after that, it's a yellow card for the substitute Alex Bruce.
Bruce, at least he got somebody to pay attention to him, the referee.
Ten minutes to go here at St Andrews. Birmingham 0, Liverpool 6. And the referee not entirely enamoured with that piece of tackling. And Clements being warned. He has already been cautioned by Rob Styles.
The referee is letting these guys away with a little extra here. I mean, you just don't want to see Birmingham get frustrated now. Red card, it'll cost them a player for the weekend, because even if you get sent off the cup, you're going to miss the Premiership game.
Little flick by Luis Garcia. The whistle had already gone. Kenny Cunningham. Now Clapham. Hyypiä. Don't remember Sami Hyypiä doing anything wrong tonight. Strolled through this cup tie. Cisse. His pace coming to the fore. He has blistering pace. Well, Sissoko just nipped in, tried to get on the end of that.
It's great to see that Sissoko is going to be fit to go to 90 minutes. No problems, I mean, he got rid of those goggles, he took them back on. He's finishing the game without them, so he's obviously feeling very comfortable out there. And on the run into the end of the season, that's good news for Liverpool, believe me, because he is a midfield destroyer.
I wonder if we'll see him in the derby on Saturday. It's Liverpool against Everton at Anfield this weekend. A fixture that rarely disappoints. And it was a disappointing pass, you've got to say, by Kilkenny. Xabi Alonso. And Sissoko all the way back there to Jose Reina. 8 minutes to go. It's in the bag for Liverpool. It has been for some time.
The two first FA Cup quarter-finals, the teams in blue have not fared out very well.
And whether that's a portent of things to come with tomorrow night in mind, well, join us here on ESPN to find out. It's Chelsea against Newcastle United tomorrow. And a throw to Birmingham here, which Pennant takes. Melchiot. The big Dutchman is looking for Forsell. It comes to Clapham. Forsell. Kilkenny was trying to latch onto it. What are the chances of Newcastle United, in your view, springing a surprise tomorrow at Stamford Bridge?
You're asking the wrong man. I mean, I thought that Birmingham were capable of pulling a surprise here today. So, I mean, I don't want to be the kiss of death, but I don't think so. I think tomorrow night will be our first big blue favourites.
Now, your honesty is admirable.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see it, you got to stand behind it, so.
There's Painter with the throw. Morientes and Luis Garcia together, the two Spaniards. Here's Pennant. Away by Carragher. Will you get your vote, Tommy, as first choice centre-back for England come the World Cup finals?
Yeah, I think the way things have gone now, I would say, yeah, that I would field it for that first game. I think if you had to make a choice, if you look at the three men, if you look at Campbell and you look at Ferdinand and you look at Carragher, you have to say that Carragher would definitely deserve the vote. That's not going to make too many Ferdinand or Campbell fans happy, but fans happy. But I think that he's played the best football.
I think on form you'd have to go with Terry and Carragher, wouldn't you? Now it's Kilkenny. It's a little bit away from Mikael Forsell.
I'm actually not sold on Terry as Carragher's partner because of the fact that I think that maybe big man, little man might work out better. I think maybe Carragher and Ferdinand. I'm not just sold. I think Terry, whilst he's a great centre-back and he will at some time play a part for England, I imagine. I'm not sure that he's going to start. I think it'd be too radical a move for Eriksson to make.
Five minutes remaining here at St Andrews.
I can hear somebody saying out there, well, I know now who's going to be the centre-back for England. It's going to be Terry. When Smith likes the other one, it's going to be Terry.
I'm actually of the view, Tommy, that Terry is the one sure thing for England in the back four. That it's a question of who he pairs John Terry with. Just my own opinion.
Well, you're certainly entitled to it. Talk to me after the first game and I'll let you know if you were right or wrong. Morientes for Liverpool. Now Sami Hyypiä.
Do Liverpool have a 7th goal in them? And it's a free kick here. Lisa, who scored that magnificent 6th goal on the night. Kilkenny is getting rid of it in the nick of time. Melchiot. At least they can't blame Mario Melchiot for their inadequacies tonight, the Birmingham supporters, as they did on Saturday. Very cruelly booed after making the mistake against Spurs. That's going to be a free kick. Bennett is getting involved unnecessarily. Spent a month in jail last year, Jermaine Pennant, of course, for drink driving offences. Liverpool are going to make it through to the semi-finals for the 22nd time in their history. They've won the FA Cup on 6 occasions. They've been to 12 FA Cup finals. This is all a far cry from last season at Turf Moor, and we covered that match here on ESPN. Eliminated by Burnley after Rafa Benitez miscalculated and rested too many regulars. A very different selection policy this season. Cisse, goal number 7 for Liverpool, and a blunder by Mike Taylor. He'll be disappointed with himself. Djibril Cisse makes it 2 goals in as many matches. His 2nd goal of 2006, and Steve Bruce's misery is complete.
Taylor should have stopped this one. I know it takes a deflection on the way in, but a shot from there should be easy meat for a goalkeeper like Taylor. Watch it, just takes a little bit. He lets it off his elbow. He goes down onto it. He's watching the players coming in on him, and it's easy meat. It should be. All he has to do is get his body down. I mean, I know there's a lot of power on it. It's spinning around a bit, but
yes, it seemed to come off painter, didn't it? And Mike Taylor had real difficulty judging that one. But a mistake it is. And a night that Birmingham City will want to erase from the memory bank, and quickly, with important Premiership matches to come in their bid to avoid the drop.
You would have gotten very long odds that Liverpool would score 7 goals tonight and Birmingham not to have any reply to them.
Here's Pennant, and Reina's there to scoop it up. It was 3-0 at half-time. The lead now stands at 7-0. And we're still going. Luis Garcia, nothing there.
Well, Pennant has tried hard and hard and hard, but nothing's come of it.
Well, we're inside stoppage time now. We're going to have a couple of minutes.
Well, I think the referee's been he's showing a little bit of common sense here, just playing 2 minutes.
Mario Melchiot. Birmingham well beaten here. Pennant was down while Melchiot had possession of the ball. Liverpool's biggest margin of victory this season. Birmingham's heaviest margin of defeat. And still, they're anxious to go forward, Liverpool. Sissoko that time. Steve Bruce just wants this to come to an end. It's been agonising for him to watch.
Oh, it's just, and the thing about it is that it started so early. I mean, it became a game that they never really had a chance in.
Liverpool have been in cruise control for the entire night, and Birmingham on the wrong end of a 7-0 thrashing. So Liverpool move on to the last four. For Steve Bruce and company, it's back to the business of trying to remain in the top flight. But this will be difficult to forget. Birmingham 0, Liverpool 7. We'll take a short break and then return on ESPN. And a warm welcome back to St Andrews. It's finished here, and look at the scoreline. Birmingham 0, Liverpool 7. And they deserved to put 7 against the Blues. Tommy, your reflections?
Well, certainly the Blues had the blues. It started early. Hyypiä gets himself inside, a little bit of a flick on from Sissoko, and nobody picked him up. And the rot had just set in. We didn't know it at the time, but that's exactly what was going to happen. Sissoko plays it out wide. Gerrard lashes the ball into the box. Crouch lets it bounce, and then he takes care of business as he buries this one with a good downward header. Bounces right, he waits. Good patient move by Crouch, and he puts the ball away. 38 minutes in, the onslaught continues. Crouch starts it. Luis Garcia latches onto it. Crouch is roaring down the middle. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? He gets the ball. Just that simple as he buries it. That's his second, but great lead-up play by Luis Garcia. And Crouch takes advantage of being in the right spot at the right time. Into the second half we went, and still no answer. Garcia makes a lovely little step-over move, and when the ball is coming down through Morientes, takes Steven Gerrard's pass, and he had just come on the field, but look at that dummy move, and look at the pass. Nice score by Morientes. On the 70th minute mark, Risa eventually gets the ball from Steven Gerrard. Gerrard had been a supplier of so many good opportunities today. Risa unleashes one, a rocket up into the corner of the net. It's turning, it's twisting, it's travelling at some speed. And it's just all downhill, believe me. Nothing went right for them at all. Harry Kewell with the ball. Harry swings it across, and the ball is in the back of the net. It was an own goal. Tebble, he put it back into his own net. Harry Kewell with the attempted cross. And then in the 89th minute, Cisse makes the goalkeeper look pretty bad here, because he should have covered this one up. Taylor should have had this one, but instead the ball is in the back of the net, and it's 7-0. Just a spinning shot that the keeper never got his body behind.
An old-fashioned spanking handed out tonight by Liverpool here at St Andrews. So the final facts and figures: 31 fouls altogether, and 3 yellow cards dished out by Rob Stiles, the referee, all for Birmingham players: Damien Johnson, Stephen Clemens, and substitute Alex Bruce. A reminder that we're back again tomorrow with more FA Cup 6th round action here on ESPN in the form of Chelsea against Newcastle United. You'll see every kick of the ball from Stamford Bridge. Find out whether Newcastle can do to Chelsea what they did last season, namely knock them out of the oldest cup competition of them all. That's Chelsea against Newcastle tomorrow night on ESPN. Well, things had been going badly for Birmingham ahead of this game. They've got worse now for Steve Bruce in the light of this 7-0 thumping in the FA Cup. So Liverpool move on to the last four for the 22nd time in their history. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For all your football news, ESPNsoccernet.com. From Tommy Smith and me, Derek Ray, good night.